So game journalists lately have been really mad at the current state of the industry. I talked recently about how journalists were furious at Subverse's developers refusing to go political, and now we're here, reading about how more journalists are mad that CD Projekt Red marketed Cyberpunk in a specific way. Now, we all know that Cyberpunk is super hyped up right now. Everyone is anticipating this game launch, and everyone's pretty excited for Cyberpunk's launch after all of the delays that we've had and all of the news that we've gotten about this title. But of course, we're going to have those few websites that write articles just to get hate clicks, and they've admitted it before. Polygon writers have admitted it, Kotaku writers have admitted it. They've all said in the past there are specific articles that we write just to get people angry, just to get anger clicks. And that is exactly what we have here. Polygon trying to bank on the fact that everyone is looking up Cyberpunk news now, hoping that they're going to get a few clicks. Now, I'm not supporting the article directly. I am currently reading an archive of it. It says, "It sucks that Cyberpunk 2077's edgelord marketing worked so well. CD Projekt Red sure has got everybody talking about this game." So Cyberpunk 2077 has mastered parasocial advertising as only the best influencers can. The game's Twitter account swaps jokes with Elon Musk, and despite tech billionaire Musk fitting the cliched description of many Cyberpunk villains, both Musk and Cyberpunk 2077 share a similar online presence, stoking controversy and gaining legions of loyal defenders with every tweet. The game's marketing has a Fred Durst-esque faux edginess persona that has defined the conversation around the game. Cyberpunk 2077 already has one of the 20 most followed gaming subreddits, and it's not even out yet. CD Projekt Red has got everybody talking about this game right now, though not always for the right reasons. Now, as you're going to see, they basically grasp at straws here. They try to find every little thing that CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk have done wrong in their eyes, because in my opinion, a lot of what they're saying is wrong and is bad isn't bad to me, and I'm sure it's not going to be to a lot of you either. So of course we have the infamous Mix It Up poster, which they go on to rant quite a lot about. So it says, "My skepticism started when the game revealed its controversial Mix It Up promotional poster back in 2019. This poster featured a feminine model with what can only be described as a huge, bulging penis. Her skin-tight leotard left nothing to the imagination, even the veins were visible." Now, at the time, some fans called out the imagery as exploitative, mocking, and transphobic, even though CD Projekt Red defended the poster. "I like how this person looks," the artist who designed the poster at the time said. "However, this model is used, their beautiful body is used for corporate reasons. They are displayed there just as a thing, and that's the terrible part of it." Now, the whole penis on a poster thing wasn't supposed to be transphobic. They're trying to show that in Night City and in this universe, anyone can be anything that they want. And I was pretty damn surprised to see that journalists who claim to care about everyone being accepted for who they want to be were complaining about a poster in a universe where you could literally do just that. It says CD Projekt Red's marketing arm already had a history of transphobic incidents before the poster got revealed. In September 2018, Cyberpunk's official Twitter account, back in its edgiest, earliest state of public existence, tweeted a tired "Did you just assume my gender" joke in response to a compliment, and a month later, Twitter accounts for the digital storefront GOG hijacked a trans-positive hashtag to make a joke about PC gamers. These journalists want to take a tiny handful of things that could be considered by people like on Reset Era and on Twitter to be offensive or transphobic or whatever ist you want to say, and act like CD Projekt Red is the worst company in the world. Yet these are the same people that never complain about games being censored for the CCP or developers being forced to change their work or else they'll never be able to put it on a big platform like Steam game or the PlayStation 5. It's so disgusting that these people are pointing out something like this, like a "did you just assume my gender" joke, when there are way more important things to focus on in the gaming industry. I mean, a lot of us make "did you just assume my gender" jokes just because it's become such a meme at this point, and it's not supposed to be offensive when people are saying it jokingly. They're just saying it because of how many people have used it at this point in that joking fashion, and it's context that really matters here. It continues with, because of all of that, Mix It Up has arguably become the single most divisive, most controversial moment in the entirety of Cyberpunk 2077's marketing, yet it's the only one they've decided to build around. Since then, the game's official Twitter account has joked about canceling their FIFA 78 pre-orders due to the lack of vagina options, a joke which pokes fun at their own potentially progressive non-gendered character creator, again trying any positive representation of trans people to mockery, exploitation, and humiliation. I truly think that these people are looking too far into the few jokes that they've made, and let's be honest, we're talking about jokes that were made years ago. They bring up a joke that was made in 2018. The same person that was working on PR and working on their Twitter account isn't the same anymore. They make a reference to something that happened in 2019. You need to move on. It was a joke and you might find it distasteful, which is perfectly fine, but you're literally trying to grasp at straws here, saying all of these bad things that CD Projekt Red's done, yet to a lot of people these aren't bad things. Making jokes aren't bad things. Are they distasteful to some people? Yes. But are they, hate speech? No, of course they aren't. There's just a big difference here between making a distasteful joke and saying something that could really trigger or offend someone that could be seen as hate speech, and they've never said anything that could be seen as hate speech or overly offensive. Yeah, you might not like the joke, but let's be honest, all of these things that you're pointing out were jokes. The poster is literally just a poster in a video game. You'd rather developers censor their own work so that it fits more in line with your ideals and what you want it to represent? No, that you shouldn't be asking for that, because that's basically what these people want, is for developers to think in a certain way, think in one straight line, and never stray from that line. You cannot have any individuality, and I just think that that's disgusting. So the article goes on to talk about defenders of Cyberpunk, saying defenders of Cyberpunk 2077 may point to its character creator, one of the most heavily showcased features in its pre-release, which doesn't tie gender to genitalia. It's true that this means the game provides the opportunity to create a transgender protagonist. However, it's just not good enough for this journalist. Gender in the game is still tied to voice, meaning if you want to be referred to as a woman, you need to select the voice actor with a typically feminine voice, and for me, in my experience, many other trans people, voice is far more important than genitalia. The fact that Cyberpunk is fixated on the junk as the ultimate feature of a trans person, yet given no consideration for voice, and then repeatedly joking about customizable genitalia in its marketing efforts, shows the complete lack of a trans perspective in both the design and the advertising of the game. See, you can tell nothing is ever good enough for these types of people. They say, well, I guess the character creation system does give you a lot of options, but everything else is wrong, and the character customization system still isn't perfect in the way that they want it to be. And that's so toxic. I'm going to use the word that these people use. Very toxic. I mean, seriously, these people can't find enjoyment in anything, can they? I know I criticize games too a lot, but at least I give them a fair chance, unlike these people. They're using jokes as evidence of transphobia when that's not the type of company CD Projekt Red is, and this article just proves if you change one thing for these people, they'll find 10 other things to complain about. And the article goes on to end with, what's most depressing though isn't how loyal CD Projekt Red's fan base has been throughout all of this controversy, but all of the controversy CD Projekt Red has deliberately decided to put them through. They might have genuinely meant well with the Mix It Up poster for the first time, but to harken back to it in the cosplay contest, to keep joking around about vagina options, and to play into stereotypes, those are all active choices, and CD Projekt Red has a fan base that would follow them to the ends of the earth, but rather than take those fans somewhere positive and progressive, rather than use their unique position to tackle the rampant discrimination and toxicity in the gaming community, they've played to the lowest common denominator every time. I truly don't think that CD Projekt Red did anything wrong. Did they make maybe a couple of jokes that were distasteful to a certain group of people? Yes, but they did apologize for the Mix It Up poster, even though they've continued to use it in marketing. They did apologize for it and said it's literally just a poster. We never meant to offend anyone over it. And if you're getting offended over a poster in a video game, I think that it's time to look at the bigger picture, because Cyberpunk truly has so many different things to offer. And if you're worried about a poster and you're not going to play a game because of a poster, and did you just assume my gender Karen joke on Twitter, maybe you don't really like video games that much. And you know what? Maybe you should find a slightly different hobby. But that's all that I really had to talk about in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video though and found my take important and informative, please make sure to give it a like and share it. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. Even if you give it a dislike, I still appreciate all of your support either way. But I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.